Hi everyone, here's my presentation and what we're going to start. So I left the agency where I was working, and also, well, I didn't get my major, so I was able to apply for the Korean University through KGSP, the KGSP scholarship, and well, before coming here to Korea, I knew zero Korean, and I arrived here at 2016. So I also had a dancing background. After working in an agency, then I went dancing, and I had my crew, dancing crew, and we just competed in a lot of contests and everything. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Well, this was my first year in Korea. As you may or might not know, when you come here through the KGSP scholarship, you have 1 year of Korean language course, which I did in Silla University, that is in Busan. And then, starting from the second year, I came to Seoul to Dongguk University. The KGSP scholarship for performing arts major, because you can find a lot of information for the majority of the degrees and majors, but since I'm an arts major, then I'm going to explain about this. After choosing your university, usually you apply for the universities, and in most cases you don't need anything else than sending your documents. But in my case, performing arts major, I had to send videos, and I heard from other art majors friends that they also had to interview. They had to audition kind of through an interview through like Skype to see if they could get into the university. Got a topic 3, I remember, or 4, I don't remember, 3 or 4. And I got into Dongguk University. Well, my first year was really complicated, to say the least, because like I mentioned, didn't know Korean when I just came to Korea. So after 1 year of learning, of intensive learning, of course I gave my topic and I got level 4, but it wasn't necessary for an arts major and acting major in Korean. So my major friends, and we were like 70 something, I remember. I was the only one, the only foreigner there. I mean, from America, because they were also a lot of Asian friends. And well, we were all here. And what else? Why I chose Dongguk? Before talking about Dongguk, I know that a lot of you guys want to apply through KGSP scholarship. So I don't know about the regulations this year, but when I applied, Dongguk was on the list of undergraduate majors. I didn't see the university on this year's list, but well, you should wait for this year's list that comes out, I think, next month. Yes. So well, why I chose Dongguk? As you guys know, there's a lot of famous universities here in Korea, but since my major was performing arts, I wanted to focus on a university that was well known for that matter. So, well, faculty prestige in Korea, faculty's long history. My university had a long history, especially on the performing arts major and faculty in general. Also, well, we had plenty of classes to choose from, and this part, intensive learning throughout the year. While I was studying my major, I literally had no life, like social, like to say, because during the semester, we had a lot of classes, and we also had an opportunity to participate on a production. At the end of the semester, we had a play or a musical in which we could participate. And so we worked through the semester. And then during vacation, we had workshops, like summer workshops and winter workshops. So throughout the year, I was really, really busy auditioning and being part of these productions in the university. So that I liked the most, I think. And also the last part, as you see, partnerships with U.S. universities. This word, there's a lot of people that might not know, but after you do a acting major or like a musical major, you might want to go after that overseas to continue your studies or audition for bigger roles, bigger productions. You never know. So I strongly advise that you do look for partnerships with your university or the university that you are trying to apply to. Here you have pictures of most of the productions I was in during my school time. Also, this part I wanted to talk about, especially to people that want to apply to performing arts or acting major, is artistic requirements to have a comfortable school life. Why am I saying this? Because when I did my arts major, I encountered a lot of difficulties and things that I didn't know that existed, that I wish I knew when before starting or before applying. So, number one, what people might not know is that people that apply here, Korean people that apply here to arts major, they prepare a lot, like a lot. They know what they want to do from a very, very young age, and so they go to schools, art schools, or they go to, institutes, and they practice singing, which performing arts major professors value a lot. So singing or taking singing classes would come really, really, really handy. Also, dancing skills. Dancing skills, why would I say that? Because while you're auditioning for your roles, you might not always end up with an important role on a production, but you always can be part of that production if you have dancing skills. You can be in the background, you can be, being part of the ensemble, and stuff like that. So it's really important for you to take dancing classes beforehand. I really recommend you to do that if you're trying to apply for an artistic major. And number three, as you see here, being able to also read music sheet, it's really, really, really helpful, because if, like me, you didn't know how to read music, then it's going to be really, really difficult for you, especially the first year. So after that, good memory to memorize all the scripts that you are going to be memorizing for audition. What I think it's, if not the most important, is practicing your pronunciation, like Korean pronunciation if you're going to a Korean university, because I think it depends. If you do not speak really well Korean, then you're not going to be taken into consideration most productions. While if you do speak really good Korean with really good pronunciation, then they're going to take you into consideration for all the productions, and it's going to be easier for you to make friends there and understand your classes and do all the assignments that you should do there. So those are my probably the requirements that I think people should have before applying to have a comfortable school life beforehand. Yes. The last one, it says high self-confidence and high self-esteem. This one is really important too, because you are going to be compete in, like with a lot of people, especially arts major, performing arts major. There's a lot of people that are really nice looking and good looking people, and they take care of themselves. And rejection is a lot thing that you have day by day. So by your professors or by auditioning outside school, rejection is going to be there all the time. So you need to be confident about your skills and your person as a whole. So yeah, that's very important too. And I think, well, then after my 4 years studying my major, I graduated at the beginning of the year. So starting from this year, I started my year in Korea. And what I want to say is things that you should take into consideration when you graduate an art, performing major and acting major, from an acting major. You must have full times prepared portfolio that means the things that you've worked in, videos, pictures, etc. Also your profile with all your main studio pictures. Also, you should take into consideration that, well, this word in any country is highly competitive. There's a lot of people, just as you, who want to enter and want to audition for the same role as that you want. So you might take into consideration that. Also, have a strong mindset. A while ago for rejection. Be flexible with your schedules and be prepared not only to act but to sing, dance, or whatever model or whatever they tell you to do in the audition room.
All right, we have a question. Through the KJSP scholarship, when picking university, you can choose schools like Halim. Do you think we can? Do you know?
I don't know if Halim or Sopa are on the list, but I think you should first review the list that comes out, like I said, I think next month, right? Yeah, you should check that.
Right. So when you go to the Study in Korea website, we have it listed in the YouTube live description, and I'm also going to post it on Instagram story. So currently the information we have is from the last campaign, which was last year. And actually the new application for KJSP scholarship is going to open this month. So go on Study in Korea and check when they upload the document, like when you upload the notice and the guidelines, so you can apply. It's going to be this month or next month. We have a question.
Yeah, but first, okay.
Okay, go ahead with that.
Okay, I think, well, was it difficult to move from another country to other country? Well, I think... Oh, okay. Fue difícil trasladarse de un país a otro. Well, no sé si fue difícil para mí trasladarme porque yo vine aquí cuando tenía 22 años, entonces no estaba tan chiquita, pero sí vi que a algunos otros amigos que tenían de repente 18, 17, sí les fue bastante difícil venir a un país totalmente completo, así que bueno, deberían tener en cuenta eso. Y sí.
Maybe a short translation of that.
Oh, yeah. I said, well, I think it wasn't difficult for me because I was 22 when I came here, so I was not that young to say that. But, well, for other friends that I had that were younger than me, I think it was very difficult, but it depends from person to person.
Right. Good. Okay. So somebody asked earlier, how is Yonsei for CS? I assume you mean computer science. So I personally, as I said, I graduated with a major in business administration, but I have some friends that are currently studying computer science at Yonsei. In engineering majors, there's usually less classes in English. So if you want to get into an engineering major or go to that type of faculty, it will be good to really work on your Korean beforehand, because even though business schools have a lot of classes in English, usually engineering schools do not, and also science majors also do not. Okay, somebody's asking.
How to start learning Korean.
All right. What do you think?
Well, I think you should go to a institute, I don't know, the nearest institute you have, or if you don't have any access to an institute or whatever, you can start, I don't know, watching YouTube videos. There's plenty of dramas and programs that you can hear and repeat and just improve your pronunciation and overall Korean skills.
Is that how you started learning Korean in the beginning?
No. I came here, I didn't know anything, so I came here and through my first year, that's where I learned the most, and then through my 4 years career.
Oh, okay. So there's a question in Spanish. I have to ask you to read it.
Debe tener un buen nivel de inglés. ¿Y cómo se puede obtener una beca? Sí, bueno, diría yo que tienes que tener un buen nivel de inglés porque, bueno, si no vienes aquí sabiendo coreano, el inglés es lo que te va a ayudar a entender absolutamente todo y todas tus clases, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo se puede obtener una beca? Bueno, todos los requisitos están en las páginas de Study in Korea. Así que, bueno, deberías checar esta página para todos los requisitos.
Can you translate a little bit for those who don't speak Spanish?
I mean, they said, she said if we should have a high level of English before applying to scholarship, and I said yes, because I mean, if you don't come here knowing Korean, then of course you should know English, because it's the only way that you would understand everything that they would explain you, right?
I mean, I totally agree. I think that at least one of the two languages you have to be proficient in. Obviously, I think maybe a little bit easier for Western people to be more proficient in English first.
Yes.
So I think it's important to work on your English because there's many classes in English and there's a lot of like things and activities in English as well. So if you don't speak English or Korean, it will be very difficult for you to participate in the classes.
Yes. Now we have another question. ¿Puedes darnos algunos tips de actuación para audicionar? ¿Audicionar en general o audicionar como, bueno, en general yo diría que uno confianza en tus skills y lo que sabes tú que puedes hacer, mostrarles esa confianza a ellos, y dos, no ir con un monólogo, se podría decir así, o una pieza tan emocional o tan fuerte, sino algo más light. En estos días lo que ellos prefieren es un poco más light, algo comparado a algo más dramático. So some tips to audition, like in any acting audition.
Right.
So I said just confident, and choosing a lighter monologue, not a brighter monologue compared to a dramatic monologue. I think this is better.
Oh, that's a very good tip. I had no idea about that as a business major. Okay, somebody was asking on YouTube, can an Indian join the Korean entertainment industry? What do you think about foreigners in the Korean entertainment industry in general?
Totally. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially also Indians. I have a lot of Indian friends who are in the industry, so totally, there's no mandatory rule like if you're Indian, you can. No. If you want to come here and you have the skills, of course you can.
Right, good. Okay, I didn't know that, but the more I learn, there's another question about auditions, I think, in Spanish.
Okay. Hay límite de edad para las audiciones. Depende de para qué rol estés audicionando, y usualmente en ¿cómo se dice? La información que te dan. Dice los límites de edad, o sea que tienes que fijarte tú, y si no está dicho nada, entonces puedes obviamente audicionar.
Okay,
so there's an age limit to audition.
Oh, that's a good question.
There's no age limit. Like if the kumji, how do you say kumji?
Notice?
Yeah, if the announcement they didn't state the age range, then of course totally it's free for you to audition.
Okay. We have another question in Spanish on YouTube Live on the break.
So, tengo una duda, yo ya estoy aprendiendo coreano, es necesario saber inglés de todos modos. Si tu coreano es ya avanzado, o sea, como avanzado casi nativo, yo diría que no. Pero si siempre mejor que aprendas inglés también, porque bueno, si vas a venir como de repente una actriz o a estudiar actuación aquí, la mayoría de roles que te va a tocar al principio va a ser en inglés. Y como te vas a también conocer a otras personas, también va a ser en inglés. Entonces, bueno, so she told me that she's learning Korean. So is that necessary to learn English? So I said, well, if your Korean is not native like level, then I say you should learn English because, well, as an actress, as a foreign actress, the majority of the roles are going to be in English.
Yeah, I totally
rather
agree.
than Korean.
I think it's more. It's easier to get proficient in English faster than proficient in Korean, and also achieving a native flying pronunciation in Korean is quite difficult. So it might be so that it would be better to start with English.
Yes. So we have another one there in Spanish.
Okay, I rely on you.
Siendo extranjero es difícil conseguir trabajo. Bailarín, actor, cantante, etc. Yeah, we're going to go with the next one with that. So, siendo extranjero es difícil conseguir trabajo. No es difícil, gracias a Dios, este mercado, al menos comparado con otros mercados de otros países, en estos días con corona y todo, sigue muy activo. Hay trabajos para bailarines, hay muchos music videos, hay muchas producciones. Como cantante, ahí sí no sabría tanto, la verdad. Creo que no hay tanto como para bailarines y para actores. So, as a foreigner, is it difficult to get like gigs as a dancer, as an actress, or as a singer?
Right.
So I said that for dancers and actors in general, I think it's easier these days because, I mean, compared to other markets like, I don't know, USA or whatever, these days with Corona, I think the productions here are still going on. Like, there's a lot of new productions. So there's a lot of music videos and new, I don't know, dramas going on in this moment. So yeah. But as for singers, I'm not sure about that. There's not a lot of opportunities as a foreigner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I cannot think of a famous singer in
Korea, right? Yeah.
From the outside perspective, though, as a viewer and as I would say that I think that the industry is kind of changing, isn't it?
It's changing a lot.
Yeah, a lot of the people from abroad are coming in from different ethnicities, from different countries, so it's getting very diverse. That's at least what I see in the media.
Yes.
So I would say that also to Sevita, who is asking, is it true that Indians have a lesser chance to join the industry? I don't think so anymore.
No.
Or any time, yeah.
Like actually, these days, as you said, like versatility. I mean, diversity. Diversity is what most Korean actors want to portray in their music videos or in the dramas. So yes, no, that's not an impediment or something like that.
Right. There's another question in Spanish over there. I'm also checking the Instagram stories. No.
¿Es sencillo unirse a las agencias de actuación o se debe pasar por un proceso? No es para nada sencillo unirse a una agencia de actuación aquí, específicamente si es una actriz. Y sí se tiene que pasar por un proceso, pero ese proceso depende de agencia a agencia. Si quieres una agencia grande, el proceso es muchísimo más largo. Si quieres una agencia pequeña, el proceso puede variar, pero siempre tienes que dar una audición y considerar también que a muchas personas no las consideran tanto al principio como actriz, sino más como modelo. Entonces, como dije en mi presentación, tienes que tener flexibilidad para hacer de modelo, de bailarina, de actriz, de lo que sea. Yes. So, what was the question? Agencies. So, acting agencies, is it that hard to get into an acting agency? And what is the process? So, I said it's very, very hard to get in one acting agency. These days, especially these days. But it depends. You have to audition. If it's a bigger agency, then the process is longer. If it's a smaller one, then it depends. But yeah.
Right. There's another question. Is there any colleges you would recommend for medical or nursing? It's a very interesting question because in my batch, my KGSB, my scholarship batch, when we came together in 2016, there was a girl who started studying nursing at Yonsei, and she was the first foreigner ever in the history of Yonsei. Yeah, who was studying nursing. And I heard it was very difficult for her to adapt because in medical school and like nursing school, obviously there's not many classes in English. So she had to learn Korean very quickly to a very proficient level. For medicine, from what I've heard, this is just anecdotal. Yeah, like we can check more about this later and we can inform you. But from what I've heard, an undergraduate degree in medicine is almost impossible to get. So if you're already a medical doctor and you want to come here for research or for a specialization, I think they're trying to invite a lot of doctors from over the world to come over here. But for an undergraduate medical degree, I think it's either impossible or near impossible. Okay,
yes, exactly.
We have a question in English over there.
What was it?
When you went to
Korea, did the scholarship pay for your flight or did you pay yourself? Well, as I said, as you mentioned, I think, the Korean government scholarship pays for the flight. Your how do you say the both flights, like when you come and when you return to your country. So yes, I didn't have to pay by myself.
Yep, me too. So pretty much, they sponsor your ticket for when you first come to Korea in the beginning of the 5 years, and when you leave Korea at the end of the 5 years. But if you want to go home in between during vacation,
that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you. So you have to buy your own ticket, or your parents have to buy you a ticket if you want to go visit during the 5 years. So only 2 tickets are sponsored by the Korean government. Something in Spanish over there.
¿Qué carrera? Oh, wait. ¿Nos podrías hacer el favor de compartir el link de la página en el que puedo participar por becas para aprender coreano? No estoy segura si hay becas para aprender, o sea, de que sí hay becas para aprender coreano, sí, pero no sé si te refieres al undergraduate de KGSB o no sé, pero los links van a estar, como dijo aquí mi compañera, van a estar en... Where are going to be the links of Study Korea?
I'm going to post on our Instagram stories. So
you can check.
Yeah,
you can check on our Instagram.
Right.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
wow, a lot of questions in Spanish.
¿Qué carrera podría estudiar en Corea? Well, eso sí no te podría decir la verdad. Depende de ti, depende de lo que quieres a futuro, pero sí, escoge bien antes de ir, no solamente escojas a la loca, solamente por irte, porque te vas a arrepentir si vienes a la loca y luego es como nada de lo que esperabas. Escoge bien y piensa bien antes de ir. So she told me, can you help me choose my career?
Oh,
and I'm like, well, I can help you with that. But what I should say is that before coming here, do not choose like, oh yeah, I'm going to Korea, so let's just choose any career because you're going to regret that if you don't choose well and then come here. So yeah, choose well before coming here.
Okay, good. Okay, I see a question. Can foreigners work as designers in South Korea? Yes, I have a few acquaintances, both like government scholarship graduates and non-scholarship students that are working as designers. I think design is one of the things that you can definitely do as a foreigner because more than the talking skills, presentation skills, it's more technical and it's more, if you have the talent and you have the portfolio for it.
Totally, they're willing to come,
Especially for companies who are trying to expand abroad and they need advertisement in English. So yeah, I would say yes to your question. A lot of questions are coming in. Okay, let's go with the Spanish one on the left.
Saludos desde Arequipa o Arequipa, hola. Según tú, ¿cuáles son las cosas más básicas para hacer una buena interpretación? ¿Te fue difícil acostumbrarte a vivir en Corea? Para hacer una interpretación, deberías saber tu personaje, a quién estás hablando, todo acerca de tu personaje, el background, absolutamente todo lo que puedas hacer de análisis, viene muchísimo antes de siquiera memorizar el guión. Eso. ¿Te fue difícil acostumbrarte a vivir en Corea? Para mí, la verdad, personalmente, no fue tan difícil. Can you tell me the most basic things to interpret a character in acting? So I'm like,
that's a very good question.
I know that's okay. So what I said for me at least, analysis, like analyzing your character beforehand, even before memorizing your script is basic, like knowing everything, the background information, where was it, who is it talking to, who is she or he talking to, and those kind of questions you should know before memorizing your script. So yeah.
Right. Okay, there's a question. Can an Indian do MBA in finance in Seoul National University? We both graduated with an undergraduate degree, so I'm not entirely sure about Seoul National University, but some of the universities, for example, Yonsei University, Korea University, and other universities, they have a different school called GSIS, Graduate School of International Studies, and there everything, the whole process is in English. The classes are in English, the whole master's degree is in English, everything is in English. So Google GSIS, and then you're going to see maybe different universities that offer that possibility. Is it hard to get a job in Korea as an English teacher?
Nope.
I mean, if you're not a native speaker, technically you cannot get a full-time job as an English teacher. So you have to be a citizen of one of the 8 or 9 countries, like the U.S., Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. There's a list, and this is when you can obtain a visa. So if you're not you cannot have the English teacher visa if you're not a citizen of one of the countries, even though you might speak good English.
Yes, unfortunately. Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna receive 2 more questions. 2 more questions.
Hello, is there any what?
After training, do we get? Is the way of living in Korea expensive for foreigners? Was it hard for you guys when you went there for the first time? What do you think?
Well, if you compare it to another country, yes, of course. It might be expensive depending on where you come from. But yes, it is expensive on some things, and it's cheap on other things, I would say. But since we were here as scholarship grantees, where we got the allowance, so as a student personally, I don't think it was that hard for me to, live through the month. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because we have, as KGSP scholars, we had our monthly allowance, so we didn't have to worry about pocket money or anything like that. Long story short, it depends on where you're from. If you come from an expensive country, it's probably not going to be very expensive for you. If you come from Northern Europe or from the US, maybe you're not going to feel it's very expensive. If you come from a country which is much cheaper, then obviously you're going to feel the big difference between the prices in Korea and your home country. Okay, let's take which entertainment company that you guys might recommend to audition to.
Which entertainment company that you guys might recommend to audition to? Entertainment company. Well, entertainment companies, there's a lot of entertainment companies. I wouldn't say that you should apply to this specifically or to this one. But it depends on what do you want to do as, a dancer or a model or an actor. So some people recommend bigger entertainment companies, some people recommend smaller entertainment companies, because the bigger it is, the less attention they're going to pay to you, let's put it like that. And if it's a smaller one, then you're going to be practically, the protagonist, the main person there. So yeah, it depends on what do you want to do and what is your career or your, dancer or actor or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to just give a little tip and we're going to wrap it up. So somebody's asking, is there any tips for the personal statement or study plan, thinking in advance? My tip is show yourself, show your passion. Totally. Yeah, show who you are and why you're different from other people, and why you want to come specifically to Korea and why you want to study this specific major. Show your passion, show that you really want it. I mean, I don't mean in a desperate way, please.
No, not at all.
But be passionate and show your desire to.
Actually, the personal statement, I think for me, it's the most important thing, the decisive. It was really the thing that I think got me the scholarship.
Oh, really?
So I put a lot of effort into that. I recommend you guys to also put a lot of effort into that and show what you have that is different from the rest. Because documents, well, everyone has it. Everyone have them. So yeah, show your personal, I don't know, enchant or whatever.
Yeah, color, your personal color. All right, guys, so we're gonna be wrapping off here because we're already over time. If you have any additional questions in English, you can post them to our Instagram account. If you have questions in Spanish, you can, maybe Kiara could post a story where they can like.
My IG, I think it appears there, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can post, they can ask you questions on there. You can say that in Spanish, please.
On the post?
Yeah.
I mean, on the post, you mean?
No, like, they can also ask on the post, though.
I think so, right?
Yeah, you can just say that they can ask in Spanish.
Para los que hablan español y no hablan inglés, también, bueno, si tienen alguna otra pregunta, pueden hacerlo en el post de NROUND en Instagram. Y bueno, si no tienen la cuenta, también me pueden preguntar a mí.
Okay, guys, message us on Instagram, like us on Instagram, follow us, love us, please. We love you. All right, nice seeing you, everyone, and have a nice Wednesday. Bye.